Hey everybody, welcome to The Real Tea, my weekly segment where I spill the tea on all things real estate. Today, I have a huge announcement to make, and I am, thrilled to have Lisa and Ellie with me as I prepare to make this announcement. Let's just do some short introductions for everyone that's going to be tuning on, and then we'll go ahead and kick it into the show. So, Ellie, why don't you kick off and just tell everyone what you're here.
Sure. Hi. Hi, Abby. I'm Ellie Platt. I'm with Platt Insurance Group, and I'm excited to be on here. I love your segment. I watch it all the time.
And as everyone knows, Ellie and Platt Insurance is the sponsor of The Real Tea. So.
Yes. And we do all types of insurance, so home, auto, business, life. We specialize in farm, breweries, wineries. I love working with startups and entrepreneurs. I am so busy right now because the real estate market, as you know, is really on fire. There's a lot happening. So it's keeping us busy for sure.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Lisa.
I'm Lisa Resnick. I am with Bergen Freaking Commercial Realty Group. Just did the giant leap from Bergen Real Estate at the beginning of the year. Didn't go very far, did I? But it's a good group to work with, so decided to stick with them and get back into commercial real estate. And I love this. I love the concept, everything. It completely falls in line with everything that I think we need to share and promote about our area. So, Abby, I think that you're a rock star for sure.
No, definitely, yeah, and I'm good. We're gonna go ahead and make the announcement now. I am moving on in my next career path. Unfortunately, the Real Tea I will no longer be your direct host. No one worry, because you guys are in great hands. We have some plans moving forward. Ellie and Lisa will be the hosts of The Real Tea and still sponsoring The Real Tea. So don't worry, it is not going away, the Real Tea brand. And I'm really excited to move on to this next phase in my life. And I will be making the move to Pittsburgh. But I just want everyone on here to know, and want all of our loyal audience members to know that you guys will be taken care of greatly, and this is a great brand for you guys to continue and jump off of. So, Lisa, why don't you tell us a little bit about what your plans are moving forward for The Real Tea and how you're going to piggyback off of the current segment that we have now?
Well, I think it's kind of like one of those things, like, don't change a good thing.
Right.
So I think that we will be continuing on the basic same concept that you're doing, and it is showing what's happening in the real estate community. Maybe get some scoop on that end from other agents that we have over here that are pretty awesome, and then also continue on showing the growth that we're having in the area. I mean, it's been such a tremendous push and progression that we've been seeing here in Youngstown and the Valley, that there's a lot of good things to talk about, and I think that we should continue the discussion.
No, yeah, exactly. And I know that, you have your own platform that, you are able to portray to an audience, and Ellie is very, very intertwined in that as well. So it's just, this is just
my sponsor for Homes and Hops.
Yes.
So that's just a great way to segue into this. Specifically, I actually just listened to your last podcast that you put out with Ellie, and it's just, it's with good alignment. You guys,
That was with Greg Burbeck.
It was with Greg.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the one that everybody gets immensely hungry after listening to that podcast.
Yes, it was a good one.
Yeah.
I think, and I think too, one reason I'm so excited to be involved, not just with The Real Tea, but why originally I got involved with Lisa and Homes and Hops, is, to me, it's a sponsorship, but it's also, it's such an investment. I think what you're doing for the community is really important, drawing attention to like Lisa said, there are so many amazing things happening in Youngstown, and to put a spotlight on that, we need to remind people of all of the development that's happening here. And so that's why, I want to be involved in it and invest in, what you guys have started.
No, yeah, exactly. And at the Business Journal, we saw a need to have this sort of platform. Real estate market was hot, and I was the host of the Realty since June, and I'm currently in the process of trying to purchase my first home, and I'm still not prepared. So you'll never be prepared.
So Abby will be coming back. So don't think that this is the last time that we are going to see Abby. Abby has already stated that she'll come back on the show and she'll spill the tea of real estate and what's happening and what she's going through and the differences over in Pittsburgh versus here, right?
Yeah. And things are very different. I just little things here and there. My mom's a real estate agent, so just having both perspectives. And I love the girl I'm working with. So if you guys want, or anyone interested in moving into the Pittsburgh area, I love my agent. Her name's Rodora. She's with Howard Hanna over there, Squirrel Hill office, I believe. And she's also, around my age. So this was just a perfect experience and such a great experience to be able to go through this with someone that was, my age, and just be able to, and also make a new friend since I'm moving to a different area, and I'm excited to partake and be able to have this experience with her. So
and I'm excited for you, Abby. I think it's awesome. So you need, go do that, spend some time in Pittsburgh, fill your brain, and then bring it back.
That's exactly what I told her. Like, go experience this and then come back here and be like, you know what? I think a brewery with a dog park would be perfect.
Right.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
What's interesting too is now, I think with COVID and it's accelerated all of this, Zoom and remote and video calls and I don't feel like you're really going that far away. It seems like when people move, it doesn't seem as bad. So
it's 45 minutes away. It's not that far away.
No, and I did Athens, Ohio for 4 years because I had lived and that's far. So my mom's like, Abby, you're going. I'm like, no. I did Athens for 3.5 hours for 4 years. This is nothing. So
my sisters are in Dallas, Texas, and their commute every day is as long as your drive is to Pittsburgh. So it's within the city.
Yeah. It's definitely exciting. It's a great move for myself. And I'm, like I said, I love Youngstown. Youngstown will always have a place in my heart. So the possibility of, coming back is always there. And I'm just so grateful to have been able to meet different people like you, Lisa, and you, Ellie, and just, the amount of things that I have learned from even the both of you is just, I'm so appreciative and so grateful for the both of you and being able to, maintain this relationship. And like Lisa said, I will definitely be back from time to time and, let you guys know what's happening over in Pittsburgh. And so thank you guys.
So let me ask you this. I'm totally putting you on the spot, Abby. So you've been doing this from June. So tell us, what was your favorite interview that you've done? Like, what was the coolest highlight that you have?
You don't have to say us. It could be.
I'm trying to think. I think that the most dynamic interview I had was probably the one I did with Pat Bergen, just because that was my first on-site. So it was really interesting. There were trucks in the background, so you couldn't really hear it. We didn't take that into account at Branch Street Coffee. So that was probably the one I was most excited about, just because it was my first on-site one. And then after that, I had done, on-site ones previously. I did an inspection with Rick Galloway at A Complete Home Inspection. And then I was just with Don Thomas last week. We did a walkthrough of the First National Bank building, which was
building
really cool. What?
I said, isn't that building phenomenal?
Yeah, and what they did to that top floor is just breathtaking. I just can't. And that's the whole point of this show, is to be able to portray to our community that things like that exist. Have people be able to tune in once a week just to see how beautiful that building is. And I know we did a walkthrough through Chase Bank as well, and we did a sip of the real tea. Just being able to, show everyone in the community that these buildings are so beautiful and so intricate. And it's definitely something to be proud of that we have these. It is. Down here. So I would say that was probably, the one that I was most excited about, the most dynamic one that I did. but obviously every single episode that I've done always, has a place in my heart. I know that I did one where we talked about possibly transforming an old high school into some type of winery or commercial property. It's just cool, and there's so many different opportunities, and especially with you guys. I know that we toured Penguin City's new building that you guys just purchased. Just being able to share with people, what our plans are and how you guys are trying to, develop Youngstown is just great. That was an awesome one too. So I would say, the first one that I did on site was definitely the funnest one. And I loved being able to go out there and have some Branch Street coffee. So
I have one more question for you.
Okay.
So what was the most unique piece of information that stuck with you after talking with one of the real estate agents? Like and I know your mom's a real estate agent, but one of those moments that you were like, oh, wow, I never knew that.
Honestly, I would have to say it wasn't a real estate agent, but when I was talking with Ellie in our previous show, and we talked about having insurance for dog boats.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so I was just like, that was, and I'm sure that I've had that moment in the past, but on the spot, that's what I remembered, and I've portrayed to people like, did you know that, so that took me for a loop. I didn't know that was.
It is the number one home insurance claim is dog bites.
Yeah.
Liability. Yeah.
Well, now that we also have Ellie on the call, real quick for you. So this dog brewery thing that I just mentioned.
Oh.
So would the insurance be higher for a brewery to have a dog park available, or would it just pretty much still be the same?
That's so high. I wouldn't say higher, like price wise. It might be harder to place with a company. Like it might be, from an underwriting perspective, difficult to find a carrier that will want all of that together. So, but it's possible. It definitely is doable.
Lisa, you keep on bringing up this dog park. Is there something that you don't know that we don't know?
Let me ask you this. If you had a brewery that ended up having a large backyard that people just happened to bring their dogs.
Yes. Well, so Paladin has that big back area with picnic tables, and that makes sense. I can see that happening. Yeah, it would be a liability exposure. Just as a risk manager, like that would be something you'd want to advise them to be cautious about. And have good protections in place so that people aren't there aren't bites, there aren't things like that happening.
Would people be able to when you take your kids to jump around or whatever those places are, the trampoline, have everybody sign a waiver as they come in?
Yeah.
So harmless. Does that
so
work?
Waivers are helpful when you go to court, but it doesn't pay for the attorney. So so insurance helps you pay for the attorney because you're going to have to defend it, but you can bring up that waiver. That would be something that would protect you in the end.
See, there you go.
Insurance 101. Well, that's good. I'm glad, Abby, that was one of your takeaways.
It was. I was just like, whoa! I just dropped. Yeah.
Right.
Interesting tidbit of information. That I really.
Abby, do you think, now we already said you're not going to be that far, but is there Lisa and I love to talk about food.
All the time.
I think all the time. You know what? Next time you come to town, you need to go to eat with us because we just order a buffet.
Right.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite Youngstown food or restaurant that you're really going to miss?
Oh, Acquapazzo, hands down.
Yeah.
And that's where I first met you, so it's nostalgic.
Great.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just what they did with the patio and everything, and they have some big things in the work currently. So definitely, what I'm gonna miss the most is just and obviously just being in Youngstown, being able to run to Larisha's, being able to run to Ruli's.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna miss that. I have some good restaurants near me. Actually, my potential property I'm gonna be owning is only 10 minutes away from the Strip.
That's amazing.
I definitely am going to have to get my Peloton sooner rather than later.
No, you can just walk. Now you're going to be in a walkable city or walkable area of Pittsburgh, so you'll be able to walk.
I'll be able to walk. Yeah. So that's probably what I'm going to miss the most, is just being able to be so familiar with all the different restaurants here. But it's exciting too. I mean, I'm starting to get the feeling that I had when I went to OU for the first time my freshman year. Everything's so new, and there's there's that period where you just get to go out and explore and experience different things. So I'm starting to feel that way, and it's bittersweet because obviously, I enjoyed my time here at the Business Journal. I am so grateful for the different opportunities I was able to, have, and, having Andrea and Jeff, take me under their wing and teach me so many great things. But I'm definitely ready for this next step.
Wow.
We are very excited.
We're excited for you.
We'll maintain, and we'll keep in touch. And I know that a lot of my audience members that tune in are going to be very excited to see what you have to bring to the table, Lisa. This is just such a great thing that you're able to, continue on the Real Tea brand. So.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. I mean, the fact that you guys even thought of me, considered me for this was what it really was. I know that sounds cheesy, but it was an honor. I did really appreciate it. So thank you.
Yeah.
So really cool. And
you weren't my first show, but you were my second, so that has to stand for something.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. And, and if anyone has any questions in regard to what we're going to be covering for the Real Tea, you guys can definitely reach out to Lisa. You have your great website, and you have your Homes for Hops platform, so people can definitely get in touch with you. And then on top of that, for all of your insurance needs, whether it be personal, life, or financial, Ellie Platt has you covered. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. So thank you guys so much.
Thanks, Abby.
Talking to you guys today.
Keep in touch.
bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell for notifications. And also make sure to connect with us on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. For all of your business news, visit businessjournaldaily.com. For all of your arts and entertainment news, go to afterhoursyoungstown.com.